What up, though? Ledge here. Chill with me. Wake y'all asses up. Good morning, Battle Rap. Good morning, Battle Rap World. Gonna talk to y'all a little bit later about a great event in the state of Michigan. The best event in the state of Michigan this year, bar none. Bar Wars, the Rapture. We get into that a little bit later. Not even gonna waste y'all time. I know what y'all here, folks. Let's get into it. UM5 semifinal event went down. You had a couple of battles to get the event started. Not gonna really talk too much about Steams in Your Honor. I'm gonna be real with you. Like let's get that one out the way. Okay, Steams in Your Honor. Your Honor had a really good first round going. Then Steams, all the OGs got to do this overreacting, like that was fire, and did all that, and it kind of fucked Your Honor up because he thought Your Honor thought Steams was doing that because he was taking too long. That's why he was like, I ain't gonna cheat you, I'm gonna let you get your time. But he was really just reacting because he was trying to like show people that wasn't really fire. So it fucked up an actual solid round from Your Honor. He choked pretty much. Schemes went, said some light shit. Then Your Honor fucked him up in one of them other rounds. Then Steams had a lot of good name flips, but it was just kind of average. It was a store run battle. That's what it was. Store run battle. Didn't really miss nothing. Don't care who won that. Let's get into the battle that actually opened up the whole event. Ryder versus Kid Slade. I thought this was a solid battle. Just solid. Thought the energy wasn't there completely from the crowd just yet. You know what I'm saying? But I thought the battle was good. I actually thought the battle was good. I'm seeing 2-1 either way. I think the first round, Ryder kicks things off, and he's starting pretty good, man. Starting pretty good. And he's trying to, like, the whole thing with guys like a Slade, a Easy, a T-Top, people who go get some is trying to crack that whole they sell drug talk, but they're trying to crack that whole image of what these guys portray that they are in these battles. So you're gonna see that all the time. It's pretty much what Ryder was doing. Ryder had a bar though, one of my favorite bars. I forgot, I think he said something about I'll smack the drug dealer out of you and have him work for me. Like, I don't know why, that was just the way he delivered was so hard for me. Like, that was some fire shit. Like, Ryder can do that sometimes. Ryder isn't maybe the best rapper or like the best writer, but he's gonna have a line that stands out. But the problem is he's very dry spot heavy. Like, he has just like a run of shit that just don't land for me. And I put it on Twitter and I got a lot of, like, not slander, but just it was very a lot of engagement because I say he uses references from stuff that I'm not into. Like, I'm not an anime guy. I don't play Fortnite. And what was the other one? Like, he just, certain games he was referencing. I fuck with Mario Kart, so I got that. I fuck with the show Moon Knight, I got that. But it just, maybe I gotta expand my horizons. I don't know. But some of that shit wasn't connecting to me because I just wasn't into it. You know what I mean? And then Kid Slade goes, and I was just catching a lot of shit that he was saying. Even in between stuff that didn't get reactions, I just thought was slick. And I think I edged them that round slightly, but I see people who like get all of those references, fuck with that type of material, gave Ryder that round. So I think that's the conflicting rounds. I think everybody gave Slade the third, and the second, I people want to say is a toss up, but I pretty much gave Slade the second. I had him up 2-0, to be honest with you. I thought the second was a considerable drop off for Ryder. I thought his second and thirds, I thought he just wrote downhill a bit. And I thought Kid Slade stayed at a nice level throughout the whole battle. It wasn't his best performances. It wasn't one of his like standout UN performances against DG de Peranto or MVP. But I just thought it was just good enough to get the job done. He was instantly comfortable though. Instantly comfortable. So you gotta respect that. So I like that. He showed he was ready to go. at a moment's notice, and he took on a guy who got some battles under his belt on URL. So I thought it really showed that he could compete with the best of the best as far as like people that are, I guess I would use the term just battle tested. Battle tested. So shout out to Kid Slade. Gonna see more of him. I just think sometimes maybe his pacing a little bit, and I'm big on that. You might hear me talk about pacing a lot, but I'm just big on that because that can make a bar hit the way it's supposed to hit, as opposed to falling flat. Like, and it just comes with pacing. Sometimes you can say a bar, I can say a bar, it's the same shit, same setup, but I'm saying it in a way, I'm saying it at a certain tempo that it just a little bit more effective. But yeah, Slade got that to me 2-1. I'm not mad if you pick Ryder. It's one of those battles that's definitely debatable. Probably got to see it a couple more times on cam. Next was O-Red and Nun Nun. And I know people laugh at me because of my O-Red impressions and things I say. But he never fails to do it. He never fails. He does it. I always say he's the king of explaining his bars or trying to make you admit to a bar you said, bro. Like he does. You said, did you say that? Right? Remember in the last battle? Or is that what you just said? Blah blah blah. Like I don't know why he does that. He just like he gotta do that or he gotta repeat his bars. Like you heard what I said, Ginobili, but when I Parker, and then I start dunking like Ginobili, Parker, dunking. Like you be like, yo, we got it. I don't know why, and I don't know what just made me do that voice, but that's what he does. But I thought Nun Nun was solid. I just thought Red got this battle. I want to say well, maybe first and third if I remember correctly. I just think it was a cool battle. I expected a little bit more. I expected this to be up there for battle of the night. It just wasn't really nothing too much to take. This is one of those battles where either Nun gets crazy and it elevates him to a different level, or that's it. Because I feel like with Red, I don't know if URL got big plans for Red. I can see them looking at Nun like he got something where we can take him to the next level. And apparently they do, because we'll talk about that some other time. But I think he's on the gnome card now. He's done enough to make a gnome card against Danny Myers, who needs another gnome look after what happened with him and real sick. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like the energy in that battle was good, but they just didn't deliver to a crowd that was like, I can tell they was looking forward to this matchup. And I did like Nun's first. I thought Red is trying to shake off that stigma that he's not a good performer on big stages. So he brings, so with the props and things like that, I get where he was going. For me, it was cool. It was all right. A lot of people loved it. I just, I'm like, eh. But all in all, I think it was a solid showing. I think I edged Red in this battle, which got my record looking kind of crazy because I picked Nun and got that one wrong. Like I said, Steam's in your honor. I'll take the loss. I don't know. That battle was so like forgettable. I don't even remember who I picked. That, to be honest with you. So that's what that is with that. But shout out to Red, man. Red is trying to shake that stigma off of not being a big stage player. But I think he's trying to get better. He's trying to get better. That's what Nun. Focus on gnome. That's really it. If you got the gnome look already, maybe sometimes when you already know you got the call and you're already on a bigger card, a more important card, maybe the focus and attention is there and you take a little bit back. And I don't want it sound like I'm making excuses for him. He just didn't deliver. Fuck it. You know what? Because I'm hearing myself and it sounds like I'm making excuses for him. He just didn't deliver. So that's what that was. And then you had what people were calling the main event of the whole card, which was wild to me. Snake Eyes versus Stumbles for the belt. One of the Midnight Madness belts. I believe that's the Hardcore Championship belt. And plain and simple, Stumbles won. Now I will say this. well, upon playback, I actually think was it the first or the second? The second is a little closer than what people might think. First, I got it clear for Stumbles. Third, I got it clear for Stumbles. The second is a little close. I'm seeing people just say a straight up 30 ball. Um, the thing with Snake Eyes, man, is some of his references doesn't connect with certain crowds, right? And I want to say he got to get better at knowing the room. Like you're in the South. This is 2022. So maybe hitting them with an and one scheme ain't like the best move, right? Even though I fuck with it, but I'm 35. I'm from, I'm up north. You know what I'm saying? It, like, this, and I know and one became a national thing, but it's still very much centered as like a regional thing and things like that. So using those references and like just some of the even the sports references, like you got to really be on your sports bag to get some of the shit he was saying, or you got to be from a certain time or period to get it. It just it wasn't that. It wasn't connecting. I also thought he spent a little more time talking about the incident than Stumbles did. Stumbles was just barring. Stumbles was just hitting the little points here and there and just doing what he do. Drug talk, struggle talk. Like he didn't really spend as much time as I thought he would on the whole incident, which was I don't know. I wouldn't say it was genius because I don't know if he purposely said I'm not gonna talk about this like that because that's all he gonna spend time on. I ain't about to give him that type of credit for being that calculated. I don't know, but I got this battle wrong, man. Stumbles clearly won the battle. Clearly won. This is not one of those. Let me go and play back. Yo, Snake Eyes was wilder. I personally like his material, like the and one shit, like I said, but it's not about one person. It's not about me. It's about you referencing and making stuff matter to the people that you got to impress in the building, like the supporters, the fans, and also the judges. And I don't think he did that. I think Stumbles did that. Stumbles got a more dynamic rapping voice too. Like Snake Eyes got the raspy, gritty New York shit. Stumbles got that projection, dynamic, animated New York voice where you can just hear him. It's not like a scream, but it's just piercing. Like his shit carries, and it just sounds better when he says certain shit. So you got that aspect, and like I said, I thought he put his shit together just much better. All right, so Stumbles is now your champion. So he got the belt, you know what I'm saying, legally and like in a correct way this time, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Stumbles. Much deserved. I got that one wrong. I thought Snake Eyes being a little more battle tested on these type of stages would matter, and it didn't. It didn't. It did not. No. She Happens versus JC. Good battle. People are calling this a robbery because that's just like one of the great battle rap cliche overused terms to use. Still to this day, it's only been one robbery I've seen, and that's Fracking Disaster. If it ain't that, I don't. If it ain't that, then it ain't a robbery. JC wound up winning in this contest. I believe it came down to John John. I think it came down to John John, and John John said that the battle came down to the third for him, and he liked JC's material slightly more. Here's the thing in one of these battles, it's the classic case of someone landing the bigger shots, but someone being maybe a little more consistent throughout the round. Because she had a lot of the more explosive shit because he's a better performer. So when his shit lands, it's going to be more of a room shaker than anything JC has maybe shaken a room with a bar, like the room, like a haymaker, maybe 4 or 5 times in his whole career. That doesn't, and I know y'all are like, oh my God, because y'all don't like hear shit properly. He's had fire material his whole career. But I'm talking about, oh man, I'm talking about like the Chris Benoit line, That shit had the whole joint, right? Um, the anime bar, even though that's not, it's a dope line, but it wasn't even one of my favorite JC lines. But I got to be honest, like on Summer Madness, I believe against Rum Nitty, when he said that, motherfuckers went crazy. But he's a pin guy, and it's like sometimes it's layered or sometimes it's just one quick boom. You like, damn, that was fire. But it's not like, oh my god, take off your hat, wreck, slam it like that, because he's just not the dynamic performer. She shit is more electric. This is more electrifying. But lost in the electricity of a fire line is, what are you saying in between that is still dope? Like, do you sacrifice, maybe, I wouldn't call it filler, but just some little dry spots here and there where you're doing a lot of good wordplay and build up just to get to that one heavy line? Because JC isn't. JC is saying dope shit like, ooh, that's dope, that's dope, that's dope, boom, punch. The punch is still dope. So I think sometimes they're counting all of that. I think a guy like Calico and John and all these in Quest, I think they're counting everything in between and not just the punch or the most effective line of the night. So with that being said, I get it. I get it. I think she clearly gets the second round. I don't think there's no debate about that. I think the first and the third can be debated. Like when the third, to me, to break the walls down, and then he just kind of goes into orbit after that. But if you look at the round from the beginning, it takes a minute before he gets to the break the wall down shit. Like the whole drug shit. Like I know he was like doing some good shit with the drug angle was like, but he spent most of the third talking about that. Like the beginning of the third, and he got into, then he kind of caught rhythm like around the time he did the break. Well, JC kind of to me came out with just fire shit throughout that whole third. So I I gave him the third too, and then the first is debatable. Some people gave JC the first after she came out blazing in the first, blazing. He was amazing in them first. I would say the first minute and a half of his first round was fucking. I thought he was about to catch a 30 on JC low key. I was like, ooh, it's about to be it's about to be ugly because I picked Sheed to win this battle. I picked Sheed to win this battle. So I'm here as someone who picked Sheed to win this battle to say I had JC in the first slightly and slightly in the third because those moments don't overshadow the whole round because I'm counting what I like and what I don't like. And I just liked a little bit more of the lines, line per line, what JC was saying than what she was saying. She isn't going to be a line for line guy because he's damn. So it's like, this is what I'm saying. He's not going to be a line for line guy because he's more cohesive, which is actually a good thing in just artistically. Like it's in a stylistically, it's dope that all of his shit makes sense and it's a theme that he's doing. JC isn't really built like that, and it might be why his style is probably more suited for tournaments because it's just quick 1-2. Like, and you ain't even built like that. Something. Boom. You know what I'm saying? He just gone. Sheed is more, here's the theme, and I'm going to stay on stay on point with this whole theme because it's directed and it's catered towards you. And I'm just going to, you know what I'm saying? It's actually, he's actually probably a better writer in that sense because his shit is just, it's catered to you. But sometimes you sacrifice the punch output, which is what people ultimately care about. And that's why Fonz has been so successful in these tournaments. Rum, you know what I'm saying, even Saint and King of the Dot, because the punchers usually just get to the point quicker and they're not staying on one subject. I thought that third round, I think might have cost Sheed, but it's tough. It's tough. I'm not mad if you got Sheed winning at all. I picked Sheed to win the battle, so even I'm looking like, damn, I dropped another one, but it's all good. Shout out to JC, man. He off to the finals. And he's going against Swamp, man. Swamp beat Fonz. And this is I'm get a lot of flack for this one. I may have had Fonz. I picked Fonz to win, and I watched this battle twice. I watched this battle back to back. Actually, don't ask me how, man. Don't ask me how. Good people support good people, so don't ask me how I'm watching these. All right, just don't be nosy. But I edged Fonz in the first and in the third actually, but I actually might look back at the third and be like, damn, no, Swamp probably got that. I thought, when you fuck up in the second, there's nothing to talk about. That Swamp's round. But yeah, man, first and third is closer than people think it, man. And to me, it's another one of those Sheed and JC. To me, this was sweet. This was Sheed and JC part two. It was Swamp saying the like probably the more electrifying lines, but I think ultimately, you know, I like what Fonz was saying a little bit more, just a little bit, just a little bit. So, but shout out to Swamp, man. This is what I think. I think Swamp was more calculated to attack the person, to attack you, name flips, land, all of that good shit. I think Fonz was more concentrated on flipping page, which is kind of what they do, right? You flip page, but also like trying to appease the crowd. It was very much more I'm talking to the crowd than I'm talking to you, where Swamp looked like he was more like he was talking to Fonz directly. And sometimes that could go either way. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. It was a close battle, man. Close battle. I think I might have edged Fonz still, but I'm not mad, man. It was a good battle to me. And I think that battle's even closer if Fonz doesn't fuck up in a second. But salute to Swamp. Swamp earned that. Swamp earned. The Swamp has beaten Nitty and fucking Fonz, bro. And people forget he had a. I thought that battle against Geechee in the last tournament was much closer than people might think. Too, you go back, but that's neither here nor there. Only talk about the future, and he is now going against JC, and that's going to be another one where JC is going to have to go against someone who just got a crazy personality, performance that's just more dynamic. He's going to have to find a way. JC, you're gonna have to stop stopping. You back on that I know and stopping and making faces type shit. You do that against Swamp, you might get sent home broke. You might get sent home broke. Don't do that shit. You gotta cut that out, man. You gotta cut it out. But salute to both gentlemen. Swamp versus JC on Gnome. That's actually a good matchup. I like that. Never thought I wanted to see it, but now I want to see it. With 100K on the line, you got the North versus the South. Can the South finally get a bag in a tournament? The East got a bag. Midwest got a bag. The West got a bag. Can the South get a bag? Let's see. Can the South get the bag, man? Shout out to we from South Carolina. JC up here up north with me in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people up north rooting for him. Mac Myron was in the cut. I met him at the event. He was, he definitely pro JC. So we gonna see, man. Like I said, Swamp versus JC was, Swamp versus Fonz was close, man. It's closer than people are saying. You got to watch that shit for yourself. First and third were pretty close, but I can see if you gave. So it's weird because they both were close, so that means I can see it both ways. So if you gave Swamp both of those rounds, then you ultimately gave him a 30, right? So I get it. But I think the rounds were close to where you can swing those 2 rounds to Fonz as well. But, y'all tell me if I'm tripping. I'm sure y'all will in the comments, especially if you're just a Swamp fan. That's how it goes. And then, and what y'all like to do in the comments is pretend like y'all not. So like y'all just be like, yo, I fuck with Fonz, but no, so and then you go on their page and they like got Gators and got South Carolina logos and shit. But you know how that go. You know how that go. But yeah, man. Salute to everybody. Thought the event was cool. I say a couple of performances underwhelming. Had a store run battle in there, but the semifinals, the actual battles for the bread was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The factor in the gnome announcements, and you had a solid card. All right. So now we're gonna get to ball war shit, MBR shit, Michigan shit, my shit right now. Yeah. The Rapture. Shout out to my wife for the name. You know what I'm saying? She getting her little creative bag. Her favorite battle rapper, one of them, one of her five and her top five was on the card. You know what I'm saying? A Ward. So she came up with the name, and we had an event. Very special event, man. A lot of NBR's legends returning. Uh, Notably, who you see right in front there with J Rail versus Snow. But before I even get into the battles, I just want to say shout out to everybody that pulled up. It was a really great turnout. You're talking about legends all over the place, not just from NBR. We had Real Deal in the building too. Just having a good time, and it was just amazing, man. But yeah, NBR Legends was in the building. Ill Will, Mac Myron, you had Shoddy P in there. Like it was just dope, man. I'm pretty sure Marvin Quest was in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just a really good turnout. Shout out to Kim's Eats and Treats. Again, she is our permanent in the building food vendor. She had an amazing menu, lamb chops, loaded potatoes, loaded nachos, shrimp alfredo. She got busy, and she was busy because they were there nonstop. You know what I'm saying, in her space over there getting food like around the clock while we were there. And yeah, man. So it was a good turnout. Shout out to the ladies. The ladies came through. I always liked it, to see a little bit of a mix, a little blend. It can't be just all brothers in there just holding it down. The women came, they represented, looked nice. Everybody was well dressed, and the vibe was just there, man. The energy was there, and all the battles didn't go down per se. So, for instance, Clean and Dice Roller didn't happen, and I know what y'all thinking. No, it wasn't Clean. Dice didn't show up. Clean was there. He was ready. When you doing that, put respect on Clean name. Dice didn't show up. Block the Bully and Deal the Monster didn't happen. From what I heard, Deal actually, I believe there was a birth in the family or something. Someone, you know what I'm saying. So you gotta respect that. It was happened early in the morning. Didn't know that. And Stone didn't show up to go against Poopy Doo. So, a couple battles didn't happen. So I'm here to just talk about the ones that did. Bees versus Polo Row kicked things off. Polo Row's been incredibly active. One of the guys who went OT, he had a one rounder against Holmesy that people thought he did pretty well in. He's also battled JC before. So he's pretty battle tested and had some looks here and there. And he going against someone who hasn't battled in years, probably 5+ years, I'm guessing, in Bees. And that was my first time seeing him battle live. I've heard about him. I've seen, you got to do your research and homework. I went back on the brother. Very, very good, structured projection. And the thing is, when this battle got booked, everybody was excited. And then we had a spaces, and I was asking somebody like Marv about him, and he was like, he's nice, but people were kind of souping it up like he's Superman, and and all this shit. And Marv was like, when I went against him, I didn't feel like, that pressure. Like he was good, but I wasn't in awe of, of him in all that respects. Um, Marv shouldn't have been, but maybe Polo should have been. Maybe Polo should have been. Because that brother was lights out. He didn't miss a step. Um, just really good. And the thing is, he was talking about not projecting well because his voice was gone and things like that. I couldn't tell. Now it's visible because every so often after a bar he would homeboy, and shout out to whoever his like you know his corner staff, like how boxers got their people in the corner. Every time he hit a bar that lands, the dude right there with a cup and just hand it to him with a cup, not a bottle. Little sip. I feel like that was way better than stopping and you having to bend down, grab the bottle, twist the cap. It just takes a little momentum away from what you're doing. A cup and somebody just really right next to you holding it, don't gotta go through people. It just made the transitions dope. Like little stuff like that. That was some vet shit. That's what I'm saying. That was some vet shit. Like, now we gonna use a cup. But he was bombing pretty much in this one. It was a 1 round affair, bombing on Polo. Man, I can't lie. Like it was not too much. It was very little of what he said that didn't land. That was dry spots, from the name flips to just the all out punching to the rhyming to the flows to the patterns to everything. The intensity, like I said, the projection was there. Even when he said, he had a voice that could possibly go out, could fade. Couldn't really tell. I just thought he was phenomenal in that 1 rounder. Got to see him back. I always look for dated references and things like that from people who've been gone for so long. Didn't really have that. So shout out to Beach, dude. I see some when you watch someone who people give all that praise, even if they're not what they are at that moment, they give you a glimpse of, oh, I can see why he was one of them ones. Like I'm like, I get it. I get why he was that. As for Polo, Polo started off, I wouldn't say slow, it's just different. Polo started off, you know, with a very like deliberate pace. Like when it dropped, you'll just see he took his time, few jokes, a couple of ha-has in there. And then eventually he got to a pace where he was, rapping, and he started to land a little bit more because he had a little more aggressive content going on. And while he did have some dry spots here and there that it just didn't connect, I thought he was starting to get into his groove right before he choked. He pretty much was just like, he just caught the lights went out. Lights went out like that. Finished it up, but at the end, it was, it was, it was done. It was done. It was done. He left his mark. He tried to fight through it. He ain't just give up willingly because he a fighter. He a trooper, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. There was a clear, and like I said, y'all know me with 1 rounders. I don't really be like, oh, somebody won or lost, unless it was like definitive. This was definitive. This was a definitive win. Like it wasn't nothing he could do in that 1 round, like to really make up for what Bees was saying to him. It was some high octane offense, if I would say so myself. So yeah, man, shout out to Bees. We gotta see him again this year. Got to. I know he's doing other important things right now, but I would personally like to see him on another card against a name. Like I just want to see him again. He was impressive. After that, I believe the Young Gunners started Dose Dope versus Tay Rax, a battle that outside of maybe the co-main events is a battle that I was looking forward to the most, just because you got with Dose, who's like early 20s. Rax is like, I think in his mid 20s. They're kind of young, the future of NBR. So I wanted to see what they was doing, what they was talking about, and good battle, good battle. Rax, I feel like because maybe he's older and been a little more battle tested and been like just around, but hasn't been as active recently. I feel like people forgot. And he was just here to remind people, dog, I'm one of them ones too. Because I ain't gonna lie, like with Dope getting the eye battle look here in the state with the collab joint that we did here at Bar Wars with, shout out to Lex with eye battle, then him going on the road, being on the eye battle card, starting to get that OT look. He went out to Florida. Don Marino know about him. Like his name is starting to be like, oh, I know that kid. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it looks like on the outside, he's getting the push. He's the fresh face of NBR. Rax made a statement over the weekend that he is one of them ones. And in the building, even though they was giving Rax love, I personally still don't think it was enough love for the shit. Like pin wise, from beginning of his rounds to the end, I feel like he was saying some of the more creative shit throughout the whole night. And I ain't just talking about the dope flips and things like that. It was just he really rode up. Like he really put his pen to the test. I actually want to see him OT. I actually want to see him get more looks, man. Round by round, I thought he won the battle pretty clear. I'm not gonna hold you. I thought Dope, and this is why Dose is highly favored, because even on a rough night where he was kind of choppy, a little, I don't know if it was nerves or what. I wouldn't say nerves. He was just choppy. He just couldn't get his shit together. He still ended up might he had might I would say top three haymaker of the night, easily top in the top three haymakers of the night. Um, so he can still give you that even on a down night. But I just thought his build ups were a little too long when Rax was kind of getting to the point really quickly. Like Rax was boom, boom, boom. Dose was like taking time, taking time, taking time. Boom. And that's just not, if you counting up, you scoring points, you ain't gonna win a battle like that. You ain't gonna win a battle like that. So I got Rax clear. You can do 2-1, gentleman's 30, whatever. It Rax is back, bro. Rax is back. He dropped the Tay. It's no longer Tay Rax. It's just Rax. So shout out to that brother, man. Whew. It's bombing. Bombing. Uh Next was what was next? Oh, I think we got right into the shits after this. This is when we get right into the shits, man. J Rail and Snow went next, actually, if I remember correctly. Brothers who haven't battled in a long time. This is pretty much a grudge match from way, way back. Good 10 years in the making. I would say this was without question, in my opinion, the best back and forth of the night. Both gentlemen got through their material 3-round battle, and yeah, man, it was what everybody loved from NBR artists, bars, jokes. People forget, like, I know Detroit on the surface, Detroit and just Michigan in general, is like, oh, this Detroit is this hard, gritty street shit. And that's true. That's, we here for that, right? But I think people forget this is the home of motherfuckers who can be funny as shit. When you look at Clean, Ill Will, Mac, hell, even JC is funny to a degree. Like we got those. Like Cal even be saying some funny shit like we Marvin Quest 2-on-2 legends cracking on people. So it's just like that's kind of our bag. Like that's kind of our bag. You don't really, it's not too many regions that are versatile. Not even just regions, just standalone states that is as versatile as we are. And Snow and J Rail kind of exemplified that with this performance. I thought Snow showed that he still can rap really well. His pacing was good. I thought the way he could switch it up, get a little serious, but then, you know, flip it and joke on you and get into just like these big time like runs of just name flips and word play, word association joints. And I thought he was good. My only thing with him is um just maybe his punch output wasn't as high as you would like it to be when somebody's like going at that speed with the word play and flipping names and shit like that. A little bit of some dated, I wouldn't say dated punching, but like dated um just content a little bit as far as the theme of what he was doing. Like I remember he had a little run about real lies and real lies and real. I was just like, that ain't we ain't doing that. But all in all, I thought he had a great performance, man. I thought when you can start off the round and say it was the eve of Juneteenth and have everybody start rolling because like the way he presented it, like it was a Christmas story, it was hilarious, bro. Hilarious. So thought he did his thing. J Rail was more impressive to me by far. Now, did he sacrifice some of his material by just shooting at times and stack all my like sure, but it was hitting. It was hitting. And when we talk about haymakers of the night, oh man, his shit was top three easily. What was that? That what was it? The car whip shit. The car about whipping cars more than the crackers or something. He said like in that realm, and it was crazy the way he put it together. It shook the room. Everybody went crazy. I think people on his side went crazy. I can't wait to see that on film again, man. Like, that shit, that was a heater, boy. That was a heater. So shout out to J Rail and Snow. Like I said, I think J Rail got it easily in the first. Second round, I thought it was a little bit closer, but I still gave it to J Rail. Third is like a preference round because that's the round where he just took shots at times. He shot at him probably half of that round. I ain't gonna hold you, but it was all funny. It was all hidden, and times was there. You know what I'm saying? So he was reacting, saying shit back. So I just thought it was dope. But I think that was probably Snow's best round. So if people give Snow the third, I'm not mad at that. But yeah, that's how I'm calling that one. Either 2-1 or 3-0 to J Rail. But I want to see them both back. Honestly, I think they both showed why they were who they were, why they are who they are. This card doesn't look like this without them. The people that were there, a lot of them were there to see those two, one or the other, if not both. So star power in NBR, star power. True, that's real star power in the state. You know what I mean? So Stackboy Chuck and A Ward went. Now, before I get to that, I will talk about Cross and Montreal. I thought that battle, not gonna hold you. Well, sorry. I thought that battle, not gonna hold you, was a bit underwhelming, man. From what I've seen them both way better, way better. And I just thought maybe it's because they went last. Actually, that was the last battle of the night, and it could have been the energy wasn't there from the crowd. Some people came back, some people watched that battle, but there were people who were kind of dipping out a little early and missed it. But I just thought there was missing. I thought Croft had the energy there, like he had the things that you like like I say, he had the energy. He was ready. He had the material. He would look like he had the material, but it just didn't connect. I don't know what it was. Montro, I just think his pacing. He gotta get a little quicker to the. He gotta get quicker to the point. He gotta get a little quicker pacing. Like everything was one speed, one speed. Gotta switch up the tempo. Gotta get a little more aggressive, a little more projection, and he'll be fine. Because like I said, I've seen him. I thought he was better in some cases on other in other battles. Croft was definitely better against like rated and things like that. But it is what it is. Solid learning experience for them. Now, now we can get into it. A Ward, Stackboy Chuck, highly anticipated battle. Another one. Honestly, I thought A Ward kind of clearly got the first. Chuck started out strong, but kind of faded. I felt like in the first round. Be real honest, because he went first actually. So, and that's always you like, oh, you lose the coin toss, you go first. Now you got Mr. Rebuttal King over there ready. But I didn't think the rebuttal and shit matters if Stack just comes out guns blazing. And I don't think that necessarily happened throughout the whole round, but he started very strong. Chuck came out swinging, and then I just thought, his stuff just wasn't as potent going, to close things out. But I thought it was a good round. But good rounds, they always say good rounds can still be beaten. And I just thought A Ward with the rebuttals, and then he just hit a gear where he wasn't missing, and it made it tough. So I got Ward clearly in that round. I actually got Chuck going crazy in the second though. Chuck's second was heat. Chuck's second was heat. Ward's second was good, but Chuck's second he was bombing. He was bombing. That's when he was probably his most comfortable in that round. He showed why he was the Bar Wars champion. Why it's tough to beat him, like because he gets on this run where he's punching back to back and he's not missing, and it's creative punching. It's tailored for his opponent, and it's just got some authority to it. He's not one of those punchers who just punch and it just like he's just saying anything. It's like everything was just potent, and it was just like, damn, Chuck, he talking to A Ward right now. So I gave him that round. So I had a 1-1 going to the third. He goes again, starting off pretty well, and then he jams up. Kind of fucks up a bit, freestyles a bit out of it. Got a reaction. He did a nice little freestyle, something with his shirt, I believe, and yeah, kind of just, I wouldn't say Jersey. He just said a couple of lines and then just said his slogan, got up out of there. A Ward capitalized off that with rebuttals. And, I can tell he just said fuck the riddance he got and just had fun with it, freestyle the rest of the way. And he was just like, yo, he even said it in his third, like, all I got to do is not fuck up and I won. Like, basically, in the most, funny way he could say it, looking dead at the camera. Like, I'm just freestyling right now. It's like, it didn't really matter. And he closed it out and won that third. So I would give him the dub 2-1, solid battle. I think if Chuck doesn't fold, bro, if Chuck doesn't jam up, that round could look much different. We talking about a 3-round loss for A Ward, in a real 3-round battle. Not like that. And that's the thing with the Bar Wars setup when you're giving these guys these looks. Like, it says something if you can beat one of those guys 3 rounds, because you can get hit in a 1 round. And that's the thing. 1 round, anybody can make a battle look close. But 3 rounds is where it's at, and Ward did his thing. Chuck did his thing too. Like I said, second round was phenomenal. More of that. And that's why, like, when you see the second round, that's the type of Chuck that usually shows up, and that's the Chuck that exemplifies what we do here at Bar Wars, why he's a Bar Wars champion, why people, you know, really can't fuck with him out here. You know what I mean? So, but shout out to A Ward. Street Hymns was with him. Shout out to Street Hymns. Loso ducked, you know what I'm saying? He ducked smoke. I was supposed to battle him in a surprise 1-rounder, but he ducked. So, you know, that's how that go. Loso never want to smoke with me. I don't know why he. What happens, bro? They be scared. Be scared of shit, boy, man. He ain't want that knowledge, no ledge, K. Now, you know, he ain't want none of that smoke. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man. This card was really dope. Like I said, a couple people just got to clean up their material, be a little more polished and professional and a little more clean. And you will have one. So I'm looking forward to the event in July we got going down. That announcement will be made soon. And also the tryouts in September. $10 for entry. And yeah. That'll be hosted by Mac Myron and Shotty P. So come to Bar Wars September 10th for the tryouts. Yeah, man. And you can be on cards like this, man. Really, really star-studded card. So yeah, we're gonna keep it moving and close this out. And that's it. You got what you got. Just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. Hope y'all had a really good weekend. If you was in a state or whatever that was like super hot, and hope you stayed hydrated. This last week and weekend was kind of nasty out. So, you know what I'm saying? Be safe. I'm going to close this out, man, with one of the best artists in the state, man. Symbol, Dollar. It's my man, Sig Dollar, Alpha League boss. But more importantly, one of the most respected, down-to-earth human beings you will ever come across, bro. I really mean that. And this is his shit, man. Summer Mine. I believe the full project will be coming out very, very soon. Actually, and when I mean like very, very soon, I believe he told me the 21st. The 21st. So this will be coming out tomorrow. So you getting a little sneak peek, man. Summer Mine, man. We out of here. Keep it battle rap. Peace and love. We out.
Blue whale. I'm the biggest fish in any room, my man. Summer Mine. The Bluminati. You can't trust these niggas. They gon' switch up when they in they feelings. When you winning shit, it's like a job, just trying not to kill them. I know it look the same, but after this shit, they gon' know the difference. After this, don't let them say my name unless the goat is in it. This the season, we just need a reason to leave a pussy bleeding. Touch one, I touch three, now we can call it even. Lil' cuz saw me do some shit, but he won't ever speak. This trigger like her booty, if I touch it, then I gotta squeeze. The Summer Mine don't wanna see you niggas till about Christmas Eve. This the summer, I'm only pushing lack trucks, so tell them pick a sleeve. Pick a chain, pick a watch, ice dancing like a figurine. Don't talk about who the hardest in the city and not mention me.